He emerged from the shadows of Toronto with no face, no interviews, and no backstory. Just a haunting voice, bleeding falsetto, songs soaked in pain, lust, and late-night regret. He wasn't just another R&B singer. He was a ghost, whispering secrets into the headphones of a generation. But then, something shifted. He took the stage, embraced the spotlight, and the world couldn't look away. Now, he's one of the most streamed artists on the planet, worth hundreds of millions, with a real estate empire, luxury car fleet, global brand deals, and a mansion that looks like a Bond villain's lair. So, who is Abel Tesfaye, the man behind The Weeknd? Is he still the tortured artist behind the XO logo, or has the mystery been replaced by a mogul? This is the story of how a high school dropout built a music dynasty, how he rose, fell, and came back stronger, and how he transformed from internet enigma to cultural icon. Let's dive into the mystery, the money, the mansion, and the music. Tucked into the exclusive hills of Bel-Air, where privacy meets opulence, stands a property that redefines what it means to live like a superstar. In 2021, Abel Tesfaye, better known as The Weeknd, dropped a jaw-dropping $70 million on this ultra-modern estate, buying it from Dutch media mogul Reinout Orlemans. At 33,000 square feet, this isn't just a home, it's a private kingdom. And every inch of it whispers wealth, artistry, and isolation. Step inside, and you're immediately met with futuristic, LED backlit ceilings, Italian marble, and a layout that flows like a modern museum. It boasts 9 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, and the kind of silence only $70 million can buy. Need to relax? Head to the full-service spa, or float beneath the skylights in your own private indoor pool. Craving cinema? The state-of-the-art theater brings the silver screen home, with acoustics so crisp, even Abel's unreleased demos would sound flawless. And yes, there's a private music studio, because even global megastars need a sanctuary to sculpt their next sonic masterpiece. Massive walk-in closets hold entire seasons of Balenciaga, Givenchy, and whatever's next in fashion before it hits the runways. A floating staircase, crafted with glass and steel, connects the floors like a suspended sculpture, bridging luxury and design. And behind the sleek surfaces, a full smart home system, climate, lighting, music, security, all controlled at the touch of a button or voice command. Step outside and you're surrounded by nearly 3 acres of manicured serenity, perched high above the Bel-Air Country Club. The infinity pool stretches like a mirror into the horizon, offering panoramic views of Los Angeles that blur the line between earth and sky. Need to entertain? The outdoor cabana includes a fire pit, full bar, and wraparound lounge area perfect for low-key nights or high-profile parties. Water features bubbles softly alongside garden paths, creating a tranquil contrast to the buzz of the city below. And of course, total privacy. From a guest house for visiting A-listers to a private security gate, this mansion isn't just glamorous, it's a fortress. For The Weeknd, this isn't just a place to live, it's a place to disappear. A statement of success, isolation, and creative power. A space to dream, record, and rule his empire from the hills. But what does a mansion like this really mean? If you don't have the horsepower to match, let's take a spin through The Weeknd's jaw-dropping car collection next. If his house is a fortress, then his garage? A showroom fit for a billionaire Bond villain. The Weeknd's car collection is more than just horsepower. Each machine is an extension of his persona, sleek, mysterious, and made to dominate. Let's start with the crown jewel, the McLaren P1. Price tag? $1.2 million. Performance? A hybrid hypercar that goes from 0 to 60 in under 2.8 seconds, powered by a twin-turbo V8 with electric assist. It looks like something out of a sci-fi dream, just like The Weeknd's after-hours visuals. Futuristic, unhinged, unforgettable. When he's not chasing speed, he's cruising in class. The Bentley Mulsanne is luxury redefined, an old-school executive sedan with a custom interior tailored for the XO King. Handcrafted leather, wood veneers, and a V8 engine that purrs like confidence in motion. This is for red carpet arrivals and late-night reflections. Next up, the AMG GT, sharp lines, low stance, loud as hell. With a handcrafted 4.0-liter biturbo V8, it delivers 577 horsepower and a sound that can wake up the city or drown out the noise. It's his go-to for slicing through LA traffic in style. Then there's the Aventador SVJ, because no superstar's garage is complete without a Lambo. Carbon fiber panels, an aggressive aero kit, and a naturally aspirated V12 that screams past 217 miles per hour. It's not just loud, it's loud in all the right ways, just like the Weeknd's chart-topping hooks. And finally, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, the SUV of the elite. From the iconic Spirit of Ecstasy to the glowing Starlight roof, this is where comfort meets commanding presence. It's not built for racing, it's built to glide, to own the road without flexing too hard. Each of these cars tells a story, of arrival, of power, of design obsession. They're not just vehicles, they're extensions of his creative identity. But luxury doesn't come cheap, so just how much is the Weeknd really worth, and where does the money come from? Let's break down the empire. The Weeknd's music isn't just a cultural phenomenon, it's a financial powerhouse. Every arena packed, every night a sold-out spectacle. Add streaming royalties into the mix, with billions of plays across platforms, Abel pulls in an estimated $10 to $20 million annually from digital streams alone. His real estate portfolio is worth tens of millions, anchored by his $70 million Bel-Air mansion and investments in other properties. The Weeknd is also a walking billboard, landing lucrative deals with Puma, Mercedes-Benz, Beats by Dre, and H&M. These endorsements bring in substantial six-figure to seven-figure checks annually. Put it all together, and Abel Tesfaye is not just a musical icon. He's a multi-million-dollar empire. When it comes to merch, the Weeknd's brand is more than just music, it's a lifestyle. His signature XO logo is stamped on everything from hoodies to hats, making it a must-have for millions of fans worldwide. He's teamed up with major brands like Bape, Roots, and Puma for exclusive limited-run collections that sell out in minutes. As Puma's global ambassador, Abel is the face of their latest campaigns, blending music, fashion, and sports into a perfect fusion. But Puma is just the start. He's also partnered with H&M, Beats by Dre, Mercedes-Benz, and high-fashion designer Alexander Wang. Stepping beyond music, Abel's HBO project, The Idol, has elevated his brand into television, bringing his artistry to a whole new audience. He also holds strategic partnerships with Universal Music Group, ensuring his music empire stays ahead of the curve. Together, his merch and endorsements create a multi-million-dollar revenue stream, turning fans into walking billboards for the XO lifestyle. In today's digital age, a massive social media presence is as important as chart-topping hits. The Weeknd dominates online with over 60 million Instagram followers, 35 million YouTube subscribers, and TikTok trends that push his songs to viral status worldwide. But beyond the likes and follows, there's a money machine quietly humming behind the scenes. Streaming royalties from platforms like Spotify and Apple Music bring in tens of millions every year. His songs are licensed and synced to commercials, TV shows, and even video games, creating an ongoing revenue stream that doesn't require new releases. He's also tapped into the booming NFT and digital art market, releasing exclusive collectibles that merge music, art, and technology. And rumors swirl about Abel's savvy investments in tech startups, cryptocurrency assets, and the rapidly growing cannabis industry, showing he's playing the long game. From social media stardom to diversified investments, the Weeknd's digital footprint powers a passive income empire, making sure his money keeps flowing no matter what. Abel Tesfaye's rise was anything but ordinary. In 2011, House of Balloons dropped, a mixtape that shook the indie music scene with its dark cinematic sound and raw emotion. A mysterious figure at first, his anonymity fueled the hype until Drake gave the ultimate cosign, inviting him to the spotlight. The Weeknd wasn't just a local sensation, he became a global force, shaping R&B's future and influencing a generation of artists. But the grind wasn't without setbacks. Vocal health issues forced him to pause, reminding us that even stars have limits. his HBO series The Idol faced heavy criticism for its portrayal of toxic themes, sparking debates about artistry and responsibility. And when he shifted from his signature dark R&B sound toward pop, some longtime fans pushed back, questioning the new direction. But through it all, Abel has stayed true to his vision, constantly evolving, constantly grinding. The rise was meteoric, the fall instructive, the grind relentless. As if conquering music wasn't enough, The Weeknd is now set to add author to his resume. Rumored to drop in 2025, his upcoming memoir promises an unfiltered look into the highs and lows behind the fame, the addiction battles, the creative process, and the emotional toll of superstardom. Fans can expect a raw, introspective journey into the man behind the mask. Not stopping there, Abel has also inked an exclusive podcast deal. Under the XO brand, this new show will offer artist spotlights, deep dives into creative processes, and behind-the-scenes stories from the music world. It's a chance for fans to connect with the culture and creativity that fuels XO, direct from the source. From music to memoirs and podcasts, The Weeknd's empire is growing, transforming him from artist to storyteller to curator. Before The Weeknd became a global icon, there was Abel Tesfaye, born in 1990 in Scarborough, a vibrant neighborhood on the outskirts of Toronto. Raised by his Ethiopian immigrant mother and grandmother, Abel grew up deeply connected to his heritage, speaking fluent Amharic and embracing the culture that shaped him. He dropped out of high school at 17, drawn more to music than the classroom. Inspired by the king of pop Michael Jackson and Ethiopian soul music, Abel was crafting a sound that was as much about emotion as it was about identity. His early influences read like a masterclass in genre-defying artistry. Prince's funk and mystique, R. Kelly's vocal runs, Aaliyah's smoothness, and even the storytelling soul of Sixto Rodriguez. These sounds and stories formed the foundation for what would soon become a revolution in music. From humble beginnings in Scarborough to the global stage, this is the origin of The Weeknd. Between 2011 and 2012, The Weeknd shook the music world with three mysterious mixtapes, House of Balloons, Thursday, and Echoes of Silence, that would later be combined into the critically acclaimed trilogy. Thanks to Tumblr blogs and Reddit threads, a cult-like following blossomed online, fans drawn to the dark, atmospheric sound and the elusive artist behind it. The buzz caught the attention of Republic Records, who signed Abel to their label and launched XO as his creative imprint, cementing his place in the industry. His first performances were intimate and low-key, often in dimly lit clubs where his face remained mostly hidden. Fans knew the music was haunting and powerful, but the man behind it was still a mystery. From indie obscurity to sold-out shows, The Weeknd's rise was as much about his sound as it was the enigmatic aura he cultivated. Fame brings fortune, but for The Weeknd, it's also brought fire. Despite his global success, Abel Tesfaye's career hasn't been without its share of backlash, rumors, and public scrutiny. In 2023, The Idol, his controversial HBO series, was met with intense criticism for what many saw as a toxic and exploitative narrative. Critics called it over-sexualized, emotionally hollow, and borderline damaging. The public reaction was fierce, and the show was canceled after one season. Then came the plastic surgery rumors, sparked by the extreme facial prosthetics he wore during the After Hours album cycle. Despite making it clear it was performance art and a critique of Hollywood vanity, the internet exploded with speculation. In 2021, he was completely snubbed by the Grammys, despite Blinding Lights becoming one of the most streamed songs of all time. The response? A full-on boycott. Abel vowed never to submit his music again, demanding transparency and change within the industry. Over the years, he's also faced legal challenges, from music producers alleging unpaid royalties to copyright disputes surrounding sampling and song rights. But through every controversy, The Weeknd has stayed focused on the art, unapologetic, unfiltered, and unwilling to compromise his vision. Behind the stage lights and platinum records, The Weeknd's love life has often made as many headlines as his music. He's famously had an on-again, off-again relationship with supermodel Bella Hadid, one that played out across Met Gala appearances, Instagram posts, and even his lyrics. Their chemistry was undeniable, but their timeline was turbulent, marked by creative differences, demanding schedules, and public attention. In 2017, he was briefly romantically linked to Selena Gomez during a high-profile relationship that included cozy outings and red carpet moments. But the flame was short-lived, and the two quietly split by the end of the year. Today, Abel Tesfaye remains fiercely private. He's not publicly married, and there are no confirmed reports of him having children. But his music often serves as a window into his personal life, touching on heartbreak, longing, intimacy, and isolation with brutal honesty. In an age of oversharing, The Weeknd remains an enigma, selectively revealing just enough to keep us intrigued, but never enough to fully know the man behind the myth. Offstage and outside the spotlight, The Weeknd leads a life that blends discipline, indulgence, and deep cultural roots. He follows a vegan diet and stays fitness-forward, balancing the rigors of touring with mindfulness and clean living. When he's not working, you'll find him enjoying Ethiopian food, an homage to his heritage, and diving into anime and visual art, two passions that often inspire his bold, cinematic music videos. In the fashion world, he's a style icon, gravitating toward bold, high-fashion pieces from Givenchy, Balenciaga, and Alexander McQueen. His aesthetic is minimalist, modern, and always intentional. But beyond luxury and fame, The Weeknd is also a quiet force for good, donating over $5 million to causes that matter. Global food relief through the World Food Program. Support for Ethiopian humanitarian aid during the Tigray crisis. COVID-19 relief for frontline workers and impacted families. Major contributions to Black Lives Matter and social justice initiatives. And support for Music Cares, helping struggling artists in the music industry. A megastar, a minimalist, a philanthropist, and an artist forever in evolution. The Weeknd didn't just break into the music industry, he reshaped it. With a sound that fused moody R&B, dark wave pop, and cinematic synths, Abel Tesfaye redefined an entire genre and inspired a new generation. Artists like Brent Faiyaz, Black, and even Post Malone have cited his work as a creative North Star, proof that his fingerprints are everywhere. With over 100 billion global streams, 4 Grammy wins, and dozens of Billboard awards, The Weeknd is one of the most commercially successful artists of the 21st century. And who could forget his 2021 Super Bowl halftime show, a visually stunning performance that cemented his status as a global performer, not just a hitmaker. But Abel didn't stop at music. He created an entire visual language. From cryptic teaser campaigns to unforgettable album rollouts, he mastered the art of mystique in a hyper-connected world. He brought his haunting sound to massive film soundtracks, from 50 Shades of Grey to Black Panther, proving his voice could carry both intimacy and epic scale. And then there's XO, the logo, the movement, the aesthetic. It's more than merch, it's identity. He built a brand around pain, mystery, and midnight emotion. And people didn't just buy into it, they became it. The Weeknd's legacy isn't just in what he made, it's in what he changed. The sound, the image, the industry. From the shadows of Toronto to the lights of LA, The Weeknd built an empire without ever selling his soul. He changed the sound of a generation, blurred the lines between music and art, and turned heartbreak into a global movement. But now we want to hear from you. Has he hit his peak? Or is the best still to come? Let us know in the comments below. Smash that like button if you believe in XO. And don't forget to subscribe for more legendary deep dives into the world's most iconic artists.